All right, and here we go with part two of the video on stuff I have picked up on September 5th from the preceding 3 weeks. Get this first batch out of the way and start with the others. This first one comes from DC Comics, and we're going to start with the first issue of Border Town. This is one of the alternate covers and or variant covers. I really like it. Apparently, it's one of the characters. Writer is Eric M. Escobar, with art by Ramon Villalobos and Tamara Bonvillian. I know I botched all three of those, and I apologize. But we'll see. Apparently, this does take place in a border town, and the various characters and entities that live there. So we'll see what that's about. When Bendis went to DC, apparently he took all his characters from Jinx World along with him, and with the Jinx World imprint, we're starting out with a few new ones. We got, and I admit to no familiarity with Jinx World, so these characters are all new to me as far as I know. This is of Scarlet, #1. We got Cover, #1. And finally, we have United States versus Murder Inc. Apparently this is an alternate world where the United States is pretty much falling apart, and various mafia families have decided that it's up to them to put it back together. So, excuse me. So we'll see what that's all about. The first issue of a spin-off from Neil Gaiman's Sandman universe is This Is the Dreaming. And we'll see what's going on with that. I love the cover. This is Simon Spurrier is the writer, and we'll see how that goes. And then jumping over to Marvel, and again, this is from the last 3 weeks, so everything's all mixed up. So we probably might have like a couple issues. And we've got Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the Avengers, featuring the Fantastic Four, and they pretty much Fantastic Four showed up on all the variant covers of all the most of the Marvel titles in there. So here we go. There's the original looking Fantastic Four, and there's She-Hulk in the costume that she wore when she took the Thing's place, when Ben was off. I think wasn't he an intergalactic wrestler or something, or some weird thing like that. Anyways, so this is the Avengers #6. Hunt for Wolverine, Dead Ends. This is going to tie up a lot of stuff from those 3 or 4 different series, and we'll see what happened. The final events from that, and I don't think I read all the final issues of the various titles for the Hunt for Wolverine, but this is Logan is back, or some version of Logan is back and running around, and isn't Old Man Logan also running around somewhere? Okay, this we got Marvel 2-in-1, Thing and the Human Torch. This is #9. Also, Return of the Fantastic Four. where we see Doom, Human Torch, Sue Storm, and the Thing. So we're looking, see what goes on here. And, excuse me. I'm really glad that the Marvel is continuing with the Marvel 2-in-1, and it'll be curious to see exactly what goes on. And if you don't know it, Ben and Alicia Masters are actually officially engaged now, so we'll see what's going on with that. And this we have Edge of Spider-Geddon. This is number 2, and this introduces the characters from I guess it was a Japanese Spider-Man series from the around the same time that we had that Spider-Man live-action series here in the States. There was one going on in Japan which featured naturally a giant Spider-Man robot. So probably that's what happens in this world. Venom is going to show up a few times here. We got Venom number 5. And I'm still looking forward to the Tom Hardy series. I know people don't seem thrilled by it, but we'll see what happens. We got Venom First Host, and we got something Web of Venom, and we got Venom, where the U.S. government was trying to create the super soldier using the symbiote, or symbiote, apparently, as the movie would have you say. And we'll see what goes on here. And this is Mightiest Avengers number 4. As I said, these aren't going to be in order since I just kind of threw them together. We have Giant. We have Marvel. This is Avengers number 5. We have Infinity Wars number 2, which again has nothing to do with the movies, so don't confuse yourself. This was The Hunt for Wolverine, and this is the last issue of Mystery of Mandapore, so I probably should read this one before I read the other one, Dead Ends. We got Avengers number 7. As I say, I really am behind on this stuff. We have a Infinity Wars tie-in. We got as Guardians of the Galaxy. Looks like Valkyrie, the Executioner, Walt Simonson's Frog version of Thor, and this was the Destroyer? Wasn't that the Destroyer who shows up in the very first Thor film? And 2 characters I don't recognize whatsoever, so it should be interesting. This is a spin-off from the Infinity Wars, where not no spoilers for that, but someone has the Infinity Stones, and they're using it to, I guess they snap their fingers or do something and recreate alternate versions of the various galactic heroes. We have Quicksilver, No Surrender number 5. I don't know if this is a 5 or 6 issue thing. I'm really loving this series. As I've said before, this is a a Quicksilver picture that we really haven't seen before. A little bit lighter, and closer to the Quicksilver that we see in the X-Men, the last couple of X-Men films, which I really like. You know, sit there and not being a jerk. And apparently this sort of goes back and you know, shows what a jerk he was before and sort of has to atone for that. And then we have the Immortal Hulk, which is absolutely fabulous. And I'm not sure who he's fighting in this. I think was it Wendigo or... Oh my God. I can't remember the other. Sasquatch. I think it's the character Sasquatch, which is from Alpha Flight, the Canadian character. But this is really good. The idea of you know, you really can't kill Bruce Banner, which sort of in a way kind of shows up in Thor Ragnarok, which we saw this weekend. Where you know, if you've seen the film, Banner jumps from the spaceship onto the bridge, and the Rainbow Bridge, and seems to be dead or at least unconscious, and the Hulk comes out of it. But we also see what goes on in Infinity Wars, where the Hulk doesn't want to return. So, but I really like this configuration where basically that's what it is. You can kill Bruce Banner, but you can't kill the Hulk. I'd love to see that in film. Well, that's it. Way too long. Sorry, I'll try not to have like 2 and 3 weeks between videos, and from now on. But anyways, everything should be back on schedule, at least for a couple of weeks.